Okay. So similar to our story problems that we've been dealing with, all the information we need to create the class is here, but we're going to start to get used to how we go about defining our class template based on some set of requirements. So looking at this, we can see that this class should have a string property called name and a double property called GPA. The class should have a set name and a set GPA method. All that goes along with what we've been talking about, right? This class should have a method called greet, and there's some information about what will happen when that method is called. And then once we have that all working, we're going to go ahead and create a tester class so that we can do pretty much the same thing that we've been doing. So let's all go to our IntelliJ. In the past, last week, we needed the main method in every one of our classes because we were not only creating some functionality that we wanted to test, but we were doing the testing from inside of that class as well. Now we're actually going to start implementing what we've been saying all morning, is that Java is a number of, a program in Java is a number of objects talking with each other. So let's start doing that now by only having one main that we'll use. Private was the first thing I heard you say.
Private string name.
Good. And
Private double
I like it. All right. Good.
string name under the parameters, a voice, set name,
Mm-hmm.
and the parameters, string name,
Good.
and the curly braces open.
Good. This is going to refer to the object which we are working on. So we know that the name comes in, but we want to assign that to the name in the object that we're working on, so that this keyword allows us to do that. We're saying in this class, take the parameter that came in. And now notice we could have sent the string in with a different name, if you will, no pun intended. But it's convenient if we can see all the way along that I want to set a name in my class, so why don't I send in the name in my parameter? But in the process of allowing those two variables to be of the same name, it can get a little confusing about which one you're working on. So that this operator always allows us to know that we're at the member variable name. So what you said was exactly right. And we're good there. All right, we have another variable that we have to account for. Okay, good.
Public void set GPA.
Yep. You could call it anything you wanted, but set GPA makes the most sense. Double, right? Because we want to match. And we'll call it GPA. And
Base dot.
same thing, right? There it is. We need a method, right? It's telling us that it specifically wants us to call it greet. And just like with our homework, we want to be specific to the requirements, right? Technically, I could name that method anything, but since it's specific in the requirements, let's keep it tied to the requirements. When the greet method is called, it should print hello, I am, and I have a GPA, right? So I think that it's reasonable to say that they're saying we want to check hello, I am, I have a name, and hello, I have a GPA.
Void. Greet. Curly bracket. Within the curly bracket will be system out print line.
Okay,
And then within quotation, we're going to put hello, comma, I am. And outside those quotation marks, we're going to put plus sign, name.
and can I say this name? Just to be specific to the name as the member variable of the class. You could have done just name, but we can get used to using the this operator. Good.
Quotation marks. I have GPA. Plus sign this GPA.
I'm sorry, you said plus and then this, and we'll say GPA.
Could you explain the difference between using this name and name?
Yes. This is the keyword that associates to the class that you are operating in. And what I mean by that, you don't technically have to use it here in this case, but if you use it, it specifically says it's the member variable of this class. So it's this name defined in this class. And I think what we'll do here is just for one more to add, we'll add the word GPA here. Period, and I think that looks pretty good. So we've created variables, we've created setters, we've created a greet method. Now I think we've completed all three of those requirements. Once you have your student class created, create a class called app. All right, so I think we need another class, right? So, good?
Just give student absence.
It could be any name, of course, but we're just kind of keeping that.
And then write public static void main.
Excellent. All right. So we create the student, right? There's our student. Jeff. Good.
Is equal to new student.
Mm-hmm.
And Jeff dot set name.
It's bringing it all up for us because it knows about it. It knows what the template is. It knows that you're creating an instance of the template.
And give any name. Give Jeff.
Okay. Yeah, very good. Excellent. Now, the one thing that we didn't have to do last time, right, is we only had one variable. Now we have a GPA as well. So would it be fair to say that we might want to set that as well? And it tells us in here that we need to send in a double, and it's going to return nothing because it's void. So let's just go ahead and do Jim's a solid student. It's a double. It likes it. All is good, right? So back to our requirements. Create two student objects and set their name and GPA, then call the greet method for each.
Yeah.
Okay.
Equals new student.
You're the designer. It's all on you. You got it. You can definitely create, and then we'll do student.
Yeah. Basically duplicated them all, except change out.
Okay. Everyone all right with me stepping forward quickly here on that? It's the same thing, right? So we will say, and we will go here. Remember now, the variable name Candy is the handle into the methods that are available to us because we created the template named student, and every instance that instantiates off of that class template gets the same instance variables and the same methods. 4.0, outstanding. Now, can I just do this?
No.
Not really, right? I have no handle here, right? In order to get into the class, I need to have an instance of that class to allow me access to the class. No handle. Right now, I'm just saying greet, and the Java engine, the JVM, and my IDE are saying greet. Greet method in what class, right? But when I put Candy or Jeff in front of that, it should work. But until I actually use the instance that I created, I can't just jump into any class. I need to first create an instance of that class so I have a handle into the methods that are available in that class. So now, if I start over here and I say Jeff, remember the dot operator, Jeff is the handle into the class, and now that I have an instance of that class, now I can see what's available to me. And there's the greet method. It takes nothing in and it returns nothing back, so I don't need to do anything other than just that. And then I can do the same for Candy, and we'll say greet method, same thing. So if I run this, okay, so all we're really seeing here is what we did on each individual instance. We said Jeff is the one who had the 2.75 GPA and Candy had the 4.0 GPA. They're both students, but now they have different identities, right? Because they have different state in the sense that they have, one has a 2.75 and one has a 4.0.